of the recipes. They were just the tip of the iceberg. See, it turns out that you have to vary the dosages and ingredients to help improve their effectiveness and create synergistic effects. That's what happens when you start combining things in a way that makes the effects more powerful together than they are separately. Sort of like a 1 + 1 = 4 kind of thing. They not only turn the tissues of your corpora cavernosa back into the healthy, spongy, and highly responsive tissue you had in your teens, they also help you undo the age-related damage to your nerves, so you can get back those grade 1 titanium alloy erections that blister with sensitivity and pleasure like you remember having in your younger years. So, I started teaching all of this to guys anywhere from 5 to a dozen at a time, teaching them to juice for their manhood, combining the 6 little-known erection amplifiers into potent potables to pack more power in their erections and permanently reverse all signs of erectile dysfunction. They all paid me good money just to hang out in my living room, and the life-changing results they got were nothing short of phenomenal. Check out what Charles, one of my first students, had to say. "Olivier, thank you so much. I started to realize over a year ago that my ED meds weren't working as well anymore. I didn't know what to do, and my own urologist just told me, well, sometimes the meds stop working. But he never suggested a solution. You're the first one to show me the true cause of ED and how to end it with your juicing solution. You saved my sex life." Well, that's just one of the over 2,000 men who've used this solution, but of course I'm getting ahead of myself because it was about this time that I realized there was no way on God's green earth I could personally help every guy with ED. See, here's the thing. When I sat down with most men, they still thought their ED was a circulation issue. Their doctors still thought it was circulation. They kept reading online and getting told that ED was about nitric oxide or PED5, or they were just told to exercise more, smoke less, eat more ginger, get some cinnamon, or take this or that magical amino acid. But none of them heard anything about how TGF-beta, the penis-killing protein, was causing the spongy tissue in their penis to die, making sure that no amount of blood flow would help them. The guys I taught this weird little juicing method to all got great results, and some of them even brought back marriages from the brink of divorce. So I knew I had something. Well, it wasn't long before I just couldn't keep up anymore. Too many guys were coming to me, and I just couldn't help them all, so I boiled down what I knew, all my research, plus what I'd learned shelling out thousands to high-priced medical doctors and health experts, and put it into a simple guide that I printed out and just gave away to the guys who hired me. Somewhere along the way, this nifty little guide got the name Juicing For Your Manhood, 17 natural ED eradicating juice recipes. It's the world's first and only all-natural system to not only kill inflammation and restore blood flow, but actually block TGF-beta, the penis-killing protein, reversing all traces of weak erections, inability to stay hard, low sensitivity, or even outright impotence. It's the only way to end the true source of your ED, so you can get back those almost painful erections that rock your lady's world like a Jimmy Page solo. This stuff isn't available anywhere else. My doctor was convinced I'd never have another erection, short of surgery, ever again. So I had to look long and hard to find a way to reverse the crippled cock syndrome and get my erections back. Most doctors aren't even aware a solution like this exists. And it's really not a surprise when you consider that Big Pharma pays for all the big medical conferences, and ultimately drugs represent a huge chunk of all the revenue in healthcare. So there's not much of an incentive for them to look. And even after I figured out a solution that can help any guy overcome weak, unpredictable erections that run out of steam before you can really get going, eliminate outright impotence, improve their mood and energy levels so they can just plain enjoy life more, and help any man enjoy a satisfying sex life well into his 60s, 70s, 80s, or even beyond, I mostly kept it local because it was a little embarrassing to be known as a boner healer. But one day I got a letter from a guy I'll call Liam who didn't want his real name to be known. Now, it's a little long, but I wanted to share it. Olivier, I just wanted to tell you that the little seminar you held in your home to end ED has literally saved my life. I was hopeless, and My fiancé had left me over my ED. My doctor told me that medication wouldn't help me anymore and surgery was my only option. I was seriously contemplating suicide. I didn't want surgery. I didn't want to live without my manhood. I was just totally lost. A friend told me about you and I didn't think it would work, but I was desperate. I almost didn't even go that Saturday because I was embarrassed. But I just didn't want to end my life without trying absolutely everything. And man, I am so glad I did. I could just tell right away that you were genuine, and when you told us your story, I knew you understood me. Thank you for your bravery. You have saved my life. I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. Well, it was after this that I started to realize that this wasn't just a side project. It was a mission. I realized I was being selfish by not letting the whole world in on this. I thought about all the guys that weren't just living without the passionate, steamy hot sex they should be having, but also risking their relationships and losing the respect of their women, all because they didn't have this simple solution. And I also saw how women were